welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for deciding to click on today's video. It is going to be a review on the brand new alternative rock palettes from the Balm. These are their alternative rock face and eyeshadow palettes. I'll be doing a look where I'm going to do volume 2 on one side, volume 1 on the other side, and I will be sharing my thoughts on these palettes. So if you guys are ready to hear what I think of them, go ahead and keep on watching. I've already applied my foundation, concealer, powder, and brows, and now I'm going to go into these palettes right here. So here is what they look like. These are brand new palettes from the Balm. There is a volume 1 and also a volume 2. They are called the Rock Alternative palettes. The packaging on these is super cute. If you look on the back here, it has like all of these song names, which I think is cute. And so here is the inside of volume number 2. So in these palettes, you get 6 different eyeshadow colors and then 3 face powders. So you get a highlight, a bronzer, as well as a blush. So this, like I said, is volume 2. It has the pink here, and then volume 1 has the purple. So same thing on the back. You have a different girl right here. I love their packaging. And then on the inside of this one is just a little bit more metallic, and then we have like a more icier highlight in this one as well. So these are both definitely super, super pretty. I love the tones of both of them. Obviously, this one, the Alternative 2 has more of kind of like your warmer shades, and then this one has more of kind of your rosier shades as well. So I am excited to be trying these out. So this is going to be like a first impression style review, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do volume 1 on one side of my face, and I'm going to do volume 2 on the other side. So complete eye look and using the face products on each side of my face. So why don't we go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start with volume 1. I'm going to be applying that to this side of my face. So I'm going to start with the face products because right now my face is looking a little naked, and then we'll move on to the eyes. So I'm first going to go in with the bronzing powder right here. So I'm just going to be picking up my Morphe Y9 brush, and I'm going to be applying this to my cheekbones. The mirror in here is also a nice round mirror. So I'm going to go ahead and start on this side. I'm going to focus most of it up here on the top and then kind of drag it down here. The color of this actually looks really, really nice, and of course it's blending beautifully. The Balm has some of the best bronzers. I absolutely love their bronzing shades. So that actually looks really, really nice, and I really like the color of that. I'm next going to move on to the blush in this palette. This one is, of course, You Did It, which is right here. And I'm going to pick that up on the Shayna B blush brush. And I know their blushes are super pigmented, so I'm going to tap it off a little bit. And I'm going to apply that to the apple. I've really been packing on the blush lately, so I'm basically just going to go over everywhere that I bronzed with blush. And then what I normally do is I come back in with bronzer, and I kind of just go over the bottom portion here again and just kind of blend everything together. So next we're going to move on to the highlights on the volume 1 right here, and I'm just going to be picking this up on my Morphe M501 brush. And I know this is going to be super pigmented, so I'm going to go ahead and apply it. This one actually has a bit of like a pink reflect. I didn't realize it had that in the pan. I guess you can kind of see it, but in the pan it looks like pretty like white. But definitely like on my face, it definitely has like a pinkier reflect. I'm not sure if that's because we're over layering it over top of the blush here, or if that's just the way the highlight looks. I'm going to assume it does have, obviously, some reflex in it. Let's play it up here. Let's see. Yeah, it definitely has some pink reflex in there. It does look pretty. I don't know that that would be a highlight I would wear, like, every day, but it's definitely a pretty shade. So we are finished with the first side with the volume 1. It definitely looks very pretty. And now we're going to move on to volume 2. So here we have the shades in volume 2 right here. So I'm first going to start with the None of Your Bismuth shade. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start up here, apply the most pigment, and then work it down. So here is the bronzer shade blended out. I can't tell that I see too much difference in either side. They're both definitely very nice. The other one, it seems like has a little bit more of maybe a coolness to it, and this one has a little bit more of a warmth to it. But definitely both of the bronzer shades in the palette perform really, really nicely. So now I'm going to move on to the blush. So this is the Bare Minimum blush in the Volume 2 palette. And I'm going to go ahead again and apply that the same places we applied the bronzer. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this bronzer in this palette to go ahead and do just like a little bit of contouring on my nose. Alright, so next we're going to move on to the highlight in this palette, and I'm assuming this one's going to be more of like a golden highlight. So let's go ahead and apply that. Ooh, that highlight is so pretty. Ooh, I really, really like that highlight. Look at how blinding that is. Ooh, super pretty. I love, love, love that. What a gorgeous highlight. I'm going to go ahead and run this one down my nose as well. I really, really like the highlight in this one. Put a little on my chin too. Now I'm just going to take this fluffy brush here and just kind of blend everything out a little further. Just make sure we don't have any harsh lines here. Alright, so here are both sides with the face parts done. So we have here, this is our Volume 1. It's definitely a lot more pinky. Our highlight's more pinky. The blush is a lot more rosy on this side. And then we have this side, which is a lot more warm, I feel like. The blush is a little bit more pinky, and the highlight is a lot more like golden, as opposed to this one is a little more like iridescent. So here we have both sides. All right, and now I'm excited because we're gonna move on to the eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with Volume 1 again, and we're gonna start on this side here, and I'm gonna be doing an eye look. So I think to start, I'm gonna go in with this first tan shade right here. This is just like a nude shade, and I'm basically just gonna go ahead and go all over the lid with this one on this side, and just kind of set this in place to help with any blending and just to kind of set the all over lid. I have already applied some concealer as well as some powder, but this will just help the shadows blend a little bit further. So I'm just gonna kind of set this all over the lid. All right, so next, the only matte in this palette is this deeper matte right here. So I'm actually gonna use the bronzer shade right here, and I'm gonna go in with that on my crease. I'm gonna use the same brush from Sigma, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop that one into the crease first, and then I'll deepen it up with that brown shade. I swear, bronzer in the crease is always just so pretty. Like, you can use any bronzer for this. I do it a lot when I'm just like going out the door. I'll just throw the bronzer I have on in my crease. So now I'm gonna go into All or Nothing, which is like this deeper brown shade right here. And then with the same brush, I'm gonna go ahead and just pack this on the outer corner here, kind of work it in. Pick up a little bit more because I think I need a little more. There we go. So I'm just gonna put the shade on the outer part of my eye, just making sure we don't bring it too high, and just blending it out. It seems to be blending really, really nicely. So with a clean brush, I'm just gonna go in this area right here and just blend that out a little bit further. I like to use a clean brush, that way we're not getting too much color on this inner part of the eye right here. So I'm just basically just buffing this out here just to make sure there's no harsh lines or anything. And like I said, I don't want the shade to be too high up, so I'm kind of just leaving it right here in the socket, and it looks pretty good to me. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add a shimmer shade. So I'm gonna use, first, I think I'm gonna go into this shade right here, Nice Ash, and I'm gonna go ahead and pack that shade on like the outer part of my eye, and then I'm gonna go in with another shade. I think I'm going to use quite a few. So I'm going to basically just go right here, right over top of where we went with that brown shade. So we are getting a bit of fallout with this shade, which I was kind of nervous about with it being a shimmer and using it this way, that we would get a bit of fallout. It's not the biggest deal. I'm just going to go ahead and wipe it away. It always just wipes away, so it's not the end of the world. I just kind of wanted to place that just to have a little bit more color. It wasn't super pigmented. I do think I'm gonna add a little bit more up a little bit further here. And then now I'm gonna go in with the shade Take It for Granted, this one right here, and I'm going to actually pop that one on my finger here, and I'm gonna apply that to the lid. So I'm applying this one to the whole lid. That shade is super, super pretty. It's kind of like a silvery purple shade. I know we're covering up a lot of what we did, but I'm gonna go back in and kind of go back in with that brown shade. That's so pretty. I love that shade. So now I'm gonna go back in with that brush, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the brown with that this time and just go over it a tiny bit, just so we don't lose any of that depth. Go in and I'm gonna do the lower lash line. So I think for that I wanna use this shade right here, Copper Attitude. So now I'm gonna take a little bit of that highlight shade and I'm gonna actually pop that on the inner corner, just to give us a nice pop here on the inner corner. All right, so there is our first eye look with the Volume 1. Now we're gonna go ahead and move over to the Volume 2 and do the other eye. So I'm again gonna go into that very first nude shade, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop that on my lid. So now I'm gonna go into the shade right here, and I'm gonna pop that one into my crease. So now to deepen it up a little bit, I'm gonna go into this shade right here. It does have a little bit of flex in it, but I think working with the other shade in the other palette, I think we'll still be able to use it in our crease because it doesn't look like it has a lot of glitter in it, yeah. And now I'm gonna take a little bit of the black shade in the palette, and I'm gonna take this on a small Luxie brush, and I'm going to apply a little small amount of that into the crease just to deepen it up a tiny, tiny bit. It seems like where I applied that black, like it's not really blending the best. We're kind of getting like a straight line right there. It's not really blending out. So I don't know, anywhere we applied that black, I feel like it's not blending the best. I think I'm gonna go ahead and apply a shimmer all over anyway, so it'll be fine. So I'm gonna go into this like coppery gold shade right here. For this one, I'm just gonna use my finger again, and I'm gonna pop this onto the lid. That's definitely a really, really pretty shimmery color. I like that one a lot. And then we have this one in here that's Don't Give a Shish. I love that name, right there. And I'm gonna pop that one on to my inner corner. Now for the lower lash line, I'm gonna take a bit of the bronzer shade actually, and then a little bit of that first brown shade, orangey shade that we used. And I'm gonna mix those two just for the lower lash line. So that does look pretty. You can still see the black a little bit there, that it didn't really blend out the best. I'm not sure if that was just me or if that was the shade just not blending. I just feel like there's just a little bit of harshness there, like in the corner there. But for the most part, I actually like both of these eye looks. I think they're really, really pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna apply some lashes and put on a lip, and then I will be back to tell you guys my final thoughts. All right, so I am back. I went ahead and I applied a lip and some lashes, and here is our final look using both of the Alternative Rock palettes. I hope you guys will let me know down below which side you guys like better. So we have this side here, which was our first side. So this is the Volume 1. You have that more pinkier highlight and a more rosier blush, and then the shadows in that palette are definitely a lot more, I don't want to say like softer, but they're just definitely a lot more kind of silvery and vampier, I would say, in this palette. And then on this side, we have our Volume 2, which definitely has a lot more of a pinkiness to the blush on this side. Also, the highlight on this one is a lot more golden. And then it's definitely more of like a warm palette with your warm tones in your eye look. But I do really like the way that both of these looks turned out. I absolutely loved the face products in both palettes. If I were to choose one that I think I would wear more, it's probably going to be the Volume 2, just because I feel like the face products in this one are a little bit suited more to my skin tone. I feel like they just look really good. Not that this one didn't. I also really enjoy this side, but if I were to choose the face, I would choose this side. But I think in the two eye looks that I did, I think I like the Volume 1 eye look better with the purples. I just think it's really, really pretty. I also really like the eye look for Volume 2 as well. So I think that both of these palettes are a hit. I really did enjoy the formula of the face palette, especially the face products in these. Super, super nice formula. And I did really enjoy the eyeshadows in both of these as well. I will say that I wish that there was just like one more matte in both of the palettes that we could use like in our crease, because it is a lot of shimmer shades, but the shimmers in this one are really, really pretty, and I feel like they just look really nice on the eyes. And you can always use the bronzer as your matte, or also you could use a blush if you wanted to in your crease as well. So I definitely think that these palettes are really nice. I think they're worth the price. These are $27.50 each, so you get 3 face products as well as 6 eyeshadows. I think that's a great price. And then I do still have that coupon code with the Balm. I checked before I did this video. It's just Makeupmolly. You can save 15%, and it works on these palettes. So if you do want to use that on these palettes, you can as well. It's not an affiliate code. I don't make any money off it, but I just thought I would let you guys know. So I definitely recommend these to you guys. I think they worked really, really nicely. I'm excited to try them out more. It's mix and batch, both of them. I just really do enjoy the way that this look came out, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing like the little comparison. This was super fun to do. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you like volume 1? Do you like volume 2? Let me know in the comment section. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Also, do not forget to subscribe to my channel before you guys go, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, friends.